Hello, everybody. Good morning. Happy Monday. It's your guy, Dave Neal, stand-up comic host of Bachelor in Paradise, a Guys Review. No episode tonight. It's tomorrow night. Tonight, we've got Dancing with the Stars. But if you're in Los Angeles and want to check out a live stand-up comedy show, 7:30 p.m. at the Hollywood Improv. And I've got a Thursday show that's going to be in San Diego this week. Busy week, lots of traveling. But boy, is my body killing me right now. No, I don't have the virus. I've got what's called being 36 and going to your baseball game for the first time since the start of the pandemic. My body wasn't meant to still be playing baseball, a grown man sport. I know what you're thinking. What do you mean, Dave? Softball? No, baseball. Do not go gentle into that good night, but rage against the dying of the light. That's what I say. Do me a favor, rage your finger onto that like button and subscribe. We're going to talk about Tayshia, a few different things. We have Zac Clark, kind of a clickbait article where she's like, we've been struggling, and it's like, clearly the quote was taken out of context. And then she says a quick thing about Brendan, and we'll talk about how she may have her women's intuition that kept her from that guy. So we'll talk all about that. If you want more content, go to patreon.com/Dave Neal, and you can go get it over there. All right, here we go. Tayshia Adams admits to tough times with fiancé Zac Clark. We want to make it work. We'll read it. It's a little clickbaity. We want to make it. Who doesn't want to make it work? Here she is in her favorite Spider-Man outfit. She looks like Spider-Man or Connect 4. I can't tell which one that is. Connect Spider-Man. It's been pretty tough, but also at the same time, we love each other and we want to make it work. She told people at the iHeartRadio Music Festival in Las Vegas. At a super spreader event, probably. Tayshia Adams and Zac Clark have been engaged for a year, but they are no closer to actually having a wedding. Listen, I always say keep the engagement as long as possible. I mean, they just got to they got to know each other for 3 weeks, in the desert. So do what they got to do. She said, I've been a pretty busy person, and so has he lately. In case y'all haven't noticed, I'll show you guys the photos that they have together from the event. They look happy. What can you do? We just can't wait to actually be together and just continue to grow our relationship. So wedding plans, I'm sure someday on the horizon, but right now we're just looking forward to enjoying New York. How about the irony here that the thing that might keep them from developing their relationship is the same thing that introduced them, which is the show Bachelorette, right? Because she meets Zac Clark as she's the Bachelorette, and now she's co-hosting the Bachelorette, and it's keeping her from Zac Clark. Just get him a job on the set. Get him let him be the sound guy. No offense to sound guys out there. It ain't rocket science. Whatever. It's sound science. Audio science. Speaking of good audio, how does that sound? I think that's something that we both really appreciate and commend ourselves for because it's been pretty tough, but also at the same time, we love each other and we want to make it work. So that's all you need, really. You know what I mean? That's why the quote's all taken out. I have to say I'm very happy with Zac Clark, and also I am so happy that I trust my gut instincts. I'll leave it at that. So here's the Brendan part. I must say, I trust my gut instincts. Now, so Adams even brought up her fiance when asked about the drama on Bachelor in Paradise and the Instagram scandal involving Brendan and Piper. She says, I am so happy that I trust my gut instincts. I'll leave it at that. Now, we don't get to see everything that happens on the show. But, your boy, am I misremembering something here? I thought Brendan self-eliminated. I thought she was into Brendan and he left. Let's see what we've got here. This is what Brendan said back when he was loved by the audience. When I came here, I thought I was ready. This is, of course, Bachelorette, not Bachelor in Paradise. When I came here, I thought I was ready, and I knew I was ready in my own mind, and I even expressed that to you, knowing you're ready because you want something so bad. I want a wife and kids and a family more than anything on the face of the earth, and Instagram followers. But then we're coming to this realization that there's a big part of me that's still broken. There's a big part of me that still needs time to heal. There's a big part of me that needs time to grow because I still think there are pieces of me that I need to pick up. This feels like an Avril Lavigne song. There's still part of me that's got pieces that still need to be picked up. All right, emo. All I want is to give you my whole heart. But as I sit here today, my heart isn't whole. Wow. His heart isn't whole. So he self-eliminates. And everyone goes, oh, sweet guy. He wasn't into it. And then when Bachelor in Paradise comes along and he strings Natasha along, people go, oh, we're recognizing some sort of formula here. And maybe, and just maybe, when a guy's not ready, when a guy's not ready to have a serious relationship, one of the things he can do is date younger. Okay, and I'm not saying this is right, but, younger people aren't always looking for relationships as much as older people are. It's called the biological clock. Now, There are plenty of people out there that might say, hey, I'm 42. I don't want a relationship. Fine, Deborah, whatever. Okay. It ain't about you. But the general thought is, the older you get, the more you start settling down. Wouldn't it be nice if the man had a biological clock? Why is it that a 75-year-old man's sperm doesn't get old? You know what I mean? He still has young sperm. What is it? I mean, his sperm count goes down, but the sperm itself are still, energetic soldiers, right? Wouldn't that be fun if the biological clock shifted and the guy was like, I'm turning 31. These sperms are starting to walk around with like canes. You know what I mean? My sperm's got weak knees. The joints are okay. I don't know. Is there something there? Leave a comment. Anyway, so he said he's not ready for marriage. He's got his best Steve Jobs turtleneck on. It really breaks my heart because you deserve a man who is complete. You deserve a man who is healed from his past. And unfortunately, right now, I'm not that man. So anyway, you get the whole quote. She ends up with Zac Clark. But this was, she takes Ivan Hall to the fantasy suite. They ended up going camping at in an RV. And then Zac Clark is the real deal. And Zac Clark is the real deal. They're very different people. Zac Clark's got a couple more years on him. Zac Clark's got addiction recovery. He's lived a little bit of life. Not to say Brendan doesn't have experience. He's divorced, all that. What else do we have? Yeah, Bachelorette's Brendan Morais freaked by Neal Lane date. He wasn't ready to propose to Tayshia. So, when this happens, there's got to be bitterness and some scorn. I mean, you're trying to invest yourself in the other person, and when they eliminate, what do you expect? Obviously, we saw that with Rachel Lindsay and Peter Krause. Obviously, there's more going on there, but he was another guy that was like, I don't know if I'm ready to do this. So anyway, so here they are. This is Tayshia at the iHeartRadio Festival here, doing the red carpet. There they are. Who's this? Who's that? I thought that was JoJo at first. I was like, that's not JoJo. And then Zac Clark posts this. Tayshia, legit, keep going, queen. All right, so their relationships, and then they do oysters, which is just a rich person Jell-O shot. You ever scoop an oyster and shoot it back? It's a rich person Jell-O shot. Look, I'm from Rhode Island. I'm from New England's the home to the raw bar. But no thanks to me. No thanks. I prefer my fish fried with tartar sauce, kid. Here's the deal with iHeartMedia, right? So this is nothing against Tayshia. They go to the iHeartMedia Festival. iHeartMedia is the devil to independent media. They scoop up different radio stations and they sort of gut the system and they sort of franchise out so that they've nationalized, in a way, all of the different DJs. And a lot of people have lost their jobs. So enjoy listening to iHeartRadio, Spotify. They all kind of do the same thing. They've automated what used to be like, if you lived in Eureka, Missouri, it used to be like, hey, everybody, this is your Eurekan, DJ Dave coming in. The DJ Denim, DJ Dave, And now it's like, now you go to Eureka, Missouri, and it's like, hey, this is Ryan Seacrest in Los Angeles. And they flattened everything. iHeartRadio laid off hundreds of radio DJs. Executive blame AI, artificial intelligence. DJs blame the executives. Of course, the executives aren't going to take a pay cut. The radio conglomerate said its mass employee dislocation. What a nice way to say layoffs. The mass employee dislocation, what did they, dislocate their wallets from their bank accounts, was necessary as it pivot to AI. Why was it necessary? But others say it's the company's human leaders who deserve the blame. Laid off employees like Edwin Big Kosh Walton, who made $12 an hour as an on-air personality for the Columbus, Ohio hip-hop station 106.7 The Beat. Don't buy it. Walton doesn't blame the cuts on the computer. He blames them on the company's top executives, whose cold-blooded, calculated move cost people their jobs. It ripped my flippin' heart out. The people at the top know who we are at the bottom. They don't understand the relationships and the connections we had with the communities, and that's the worst part. They don't care. Yeah, when it comes to connections to the communities, when it comes to having like a local representation for advocating for what's good for that community, that's being wiped away. And why should we care? Because that means less people get to make decisions that affect everyone. We know Sinclair Media, they own like a very large percentage of local news stations. So whenever you think you're getting the local news in Eureka, Missouri, you're not. You're getting a message from the bosses, a implicit bias to act and perform a certain way. Again, what the hell does this have to do with Tayshia? Nothing at all, but it's important and we're talking about it. So it's good to bring light to these types of things. So I'll go back, I'll show you some more Tayshia. But a little bit of how automation, AI, and late-stage capitalism is ruining the heart and soul of our country. Just a little bit. So then you get people like me and all other content creators out there. We have to have Patreons, patreon.com/Dave Neal. We have to get our donations from you guys, which has been amazing. You guys have been fantastic with all that, which, by the way, I wanted to share this just out of sheer gratitude, the amount of donations that have come in. But it's like, I would have been fired too. Like, excuse me. I don't know if you guys knew this. I was submitting for jobs at iHeartRadio. I was submitting for jobs at some of these bigger places, and because I couldn't even get those jobs, it was almost beneficial that I was able to create my own content, but not everyone can do that. It's very hard to get your own content created. So I'll share with you the donations. But by the way, this was me. This is a post from March 1st, 2020, right before the world shut down, a baseball game I played in right there. And then, of course, here was me yesterday. And, I got this baseball team. Ton of fun. It's a bunch of guys that either played pro or college ball. They're really talented. I'm just happy to be a part of them. Sunflower seeds. And then, of course, last night. So thank you guys so much. These are some of the donations that are coming in. People that are just sending me like virtual drinks. Mary with a $100 coffee donation. That's insane. By the way, shout out to Franny. She got me Brazilian coffee, brought it to my show in person in Santa Monica. I'm drinking it right now, and it's hitting just right. Araceli with the $20 to help Tasha feel better. My fiance's been very sick, not COVID-related, sinus infection. She's been down for the count all week, and we're still hoping she's going to recover very shortly. But it's been a pain. We had to take her to the hospital yesterday. What a pain. What a pain. Life moves on. We're trying our best, and I thank all of you guys for all of your donations. You guys are the best. Back to the schedule here. So here's Tayshia with the introduction, and I got to tell you something. At her iHeartRadio introduction, she actually did a good job. And I'm not saying that because I don't like Tayshia. I like Tayshia. I don't like her on the podcast. The podcast, I feel like they're all terrible. It's a race to the bottom. They're all bad at the podcast.
A rocker, a bachelorette,
all right,
and a DJ.
A rocker, a bachelorette, and a DJ.
Tayshia
Young blood, Tayshia Adams.
iHeartRadio's big boy.
iHeartRadio's big boy. He got 1,000 people fired.
Now, this next artist moved all over the country growing up, but everywhere he went, his mother always filled their house with the sound of her favorite music, 70s R&B.
As a teenager, he started making his own music, and his life completely changed
Her dress
when
is
he woke
just
up
like
one
an
day
optical
and
illusion.
discovered that Kylie Jenner had posted his music.
Now he's a global superstar.
All right.
He certainly ain't young, dumb, or broke anymore.
But some of your iHeart...
Radio Music Festival, it's been 2 years since we had live music. Make some noise!
It's a good stick.
Here's Khalid!
She nailed it. She hit that high note. She nailed it. That was a good job. She did a good job. I mean, these things are brutal. Who would ever want to be a part of these things? I mean, how brutal. And the guys, he's not young and he's not dumb anymore. But I tell you what, the iHeartRadio DJs all that got laid off, they got dislocated. Not a good accent. By the way, for everyone that said my Donald Trump accent was good, I was like, I got to listen to it. And then I played it for my fiance. She goes, that's not a good accent. She was like, that's not a good accent. I was like, even as sick as she was like, it wasn't good. All right, so here they are. They're doing the dip, doing the thing. I think, is that all we have? I think that's all we got from the show. Yeah, that's it, folks. All right, so we've got some other stories coming out today. We have some tea for which couples might be together back from Bachelor in Paradise. And some people have been like, just a couple people that like, Dave, I need to unsubscribe from you for spoiling who the next Bachelor is going to be. And all I have to say is, it's in the news. They did a soft launch. Just because it didn't come out of Mike Fleiss's mouth doesn't mean, like, at some point, you know what I mean? It's like, what? Do you not watch the news? They already announced who it is. I guess I won't say it again until they announce it in a month. But it's like, come on, it's not like it's a hard spoiler. You can't miss it. It's in the news. Even Reddit banned me for a day for spoiling it. And I'm like, the mayor tweeted it. I don't know about you guys, but when the mayor of Eureka tweets who the Bachelor is going to be, I report it. That's what I do. Always have, always will. It's been your boy, Dave Neal. More content coming your way. Stand-up show tonight, Hollywood Improv. I'll see you there. Thursday night, San Diego. Oh, you know what? I wanted to tell you this before we get going. This is what I got for you right here. Oh, I shouldn't share that. Sorry, I was... 1 second here. I'm trying to get to the right page. So I'm promoting the new community we have for that was set up by our moderator Sarah. She's doing the Lord's work here. But the community on here it is. The Dave Neal community on Facebook has blown up just in the last 2 days. We only had like 39 people on there. Look at that, 2 new message requests. But here it is right here. It's called Dave Neal's Community. It's got like 150 members right now. I'll be posting show details on here when I'm going to have my Napa Valley show, Nashville, Chicago, Detroit, Portland, New York at the end of November, Florida. If I have shows coming up, I'm going to promote them here, so make sure you go follow. You have to get approval. Everyone's going to get in. Just it's because it's a private group, but that's where we'll be posting all the show information. Dave Neal's Community on Facebook, so get over there. And we'll talk to you guys later. Bye now.